This is the Sony FE70-300mm F4.5 6.3 OSS lens for your Sony mirrorless camera. But as always, is it any good? What's going on, guys? Gary Yaman here, back at it again with a new video. Hope everybody's feeling safe and is fine and is healthy in this weird little year, right? Let's begin right away with this video. As always, I'm going to divide this video in 4 sections. We're going to divide it in the build quality, the image quality, autofocus performance, and finally answering the big question, is it any good? So let's begin right away with the build quality. The build quality of this lens is really good. It's great, actually, to be quite honest. The moment when you have it attached to your Sony, in my case, the Sony a7 III, it really feels good in hand, man. I really like how it feels. It is, of course, quite heavy, comes in around 850 grams or so, but you know, that is what you expect for this kind of build that you have on this lens. It has a weather sealing gasket, but an overall is also weather sealed, so you don't have to be afraid when you are out in the field and when you are doing your nature shots or wildlife shots or nature photography. I don't know what you're doing with this lens, but you know, this is a really capable lens of doing that when you're out open in the field and the weather starts to change. So it's a really good lens to go outdoors. Other than that, what do we have at the side? We got the autofocus manual focus switch. We got a like a focal distance range kind of switch, and also we got the OSS switch where you can just leave it on or off. It depends if you need that extra stabilization. Also, we got a little customizable button that I don't actually use. I actually never use that, to be quite honest. And also we have a little switch when you walk around or put this lens in your bag, it doesn't automatically zoom in or out. So what do we get at the front of this lens? We got a 72mm filter thread, but also a nice plastic made lens hood. So in overall, you know how it feels, and the build quality of this lens is really good. Also how it zooms in and out feels nice in the hand, and I don't see anything wrong with the build quality out of it. Only for some people that walk around with this lens, you know, it is quite heavy, as I mentioned, so you do feel it when you have a long day, especially if you have a neck strap, you know what I mean, right? Then you will feel this lens in the end of your day. So to summarize the build quality of this lens, it is really good, but it's a little bit heavy, so keep that in mind. Let's talk about more interesting stuff, and that is the image quality. I'm going to show you some photos, and as you see in those photos, you will see that the image quality coming out of this lens is really good as well. It's just really sharp and really handles all the flares and stuff like that really well, and I don't have any real negative things to say about the image quality coming out of this lens. Also, when you talk about the bokeh, the blurriness of the background, it really looks smooth, and I don't have any like weird things to say about the image quality when it comes down to photos. And also when it comes down to video, as you see right here, it looks really good as well. So I don't have any real negative thing to say about the image quality. And you know, the whole range between the 70 all the way up to 300, I don't see any real big differences. Just to recap real quickly, to summarize, you know, the image quality coming out of this lens, and what you see during my little speech right here, you see that the images are looking really good as well. Maybe not the best images that I took in terms of composition and stuff like that, but still, you know what I mean, right? It looks really good. So let's check out the autofocus performance. So far, the build quality, image quality are good. What about the autofocus performance? Is it as good as well? And as you see in the following clip, it is really good as well. Keep in mind though that you will need to have some space between you and your subject. The minimal focus distance of this lens is 90 centimeters. So you have to keep that in mind if you are buying this lens. Other than that, when it comes down to autofocus for both photo and video, I don't have any negative things to say about this lens, really. So, to summarize, the final chapter, guys. Is this lens any good? Well, when it comes down to build quality, image quality, autofocus performance, it is really good. So, with that being said, I can highly recommend this lens if you're interested in a telezoom for your Sony full frame mirrorless camera. Of course, you can use it as well for your crop sensor camera, but I also made a video about the crop sensor version of this lens, the 70-350, which is also a really good lens. So there you have it, guys, my full review of this lens. And as you have noticed there, I don't have any real negative things to say about this lens other than that it's quite heavy, but you know, this is what you have to deal with. This kind of range of lenses, you know, the telezooms are usually quite heavy. And also I'm gonna compare this lens to the Sigma 100-400 but also the Tamron 70-300. And I think that will be a very interesting video, so make sure to subscribe to the channel to see that comparison coming quite soon. I think before the end of the year still, so you know, stay tuned for that. So I think that's it for this video. I really like this lens, but you know, which one should you buy? Should you buy this lens or the Sigma or the Tamron? I don't know, we'll find out in a couple of weeks. So that's all, guys. Thank you again for watching. Subscribe to the channel if not already, and I'll be seeing you in the next one. But if not, I will see you next year, I guess. As always, guys, stay safe and stay healthy. Good luck.